Hello and welcome to Gothic Reviews. Today we are reviewing the Groot action figure made by Hasbro and featured most recently in Guardians of the Galaxy. He is a very interesting figure. I'd never guessed that he first showed up around the 60s in the comic books. I would think he was like a later innovation, but I was just out of the loop, I guess, because I wasn't following all the characters, but he seems like one of the coolest. What do you think about his articulation?
This is the 5-inch Groot action figure. I've seen a couple reviewed online. One's like a baby dancing Groot, and one is like one that you put together from other figures. Like you buy other figures and each one has like parts of Groot. And I saw those reviewed, but not this one. So that's why we're reviewing this one. But he came from Toys R Us. And I will show you his points of articulation. We never watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I never read any of the comic book stuff with him in it. He's a kind of, alien tree being or something from another...
Yes, and he is very interesting in his character because he stands out among his race. He's the only one who doesn't get along with his own race, but gets along with other races, interesting enough.
Like a goth, a one true goth.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we thought he would fit in other than looking really cool. And, you know, he's not covered in flowers and leaves and stuff. He's more like one of those trees that are turning for the autumn because he doesn't have leaves on him. So we thought that was cool too. He just, you know, before we even read about him or anything, I just saw the figure and I'm like, I don't care what Guardians of the Galaxy is. This is just a cool tree guy and must have cool nature tree guy. Kind of like a neat nature spirit or something is what he puts me in mind of. And then when you think about it, kind of like a mandrake root, but I know it's a tree because of the bark look, but you know, the shape is reminiscent of a mandrake root in some ways, and we like those too. You can see we just reviewed our little bracelet that we did, but it's just cool looking. He's got a lot of the action figure is textured to feel very barkish, like tree, which is cool, and then his feet kind of have like root looking legs and feet. Down there at the ankles, and then they branch out, and he stands well enough by himself. Like I don't have to hold him up, and some figures we have to like lean against the back of our bookshelf so that they have something to lean against to stand up, but he can stand up nicely. We're gonna let him hang out with Malgaroth and some other of the Spiderwick guys. His points of articulation, his hand moves. I don't know why it does that click thing, but it's supposed to. I guess so it can stop in midair. I don't know. Whee! And then the other arm just moves without all the clickies. And hey, it can also stand up in midair by itself. So I don't know what that other part was about, but it's okay. He does move, and it looks cool to have like one arm down and the other one kind of extended or just whatever. You can pose him in different ways. So the arms move, the head does not, the legs do not, although they have this little change right here between just at the top of the calf where it looks like they should. Like this one wants to wiggle a little bit, but it doesn't articulate. So I don't know why they connected it like that and just didn't make it one solid piece. Oh, I know why. So it can move here. It moves at the hip. It doesn't move up and down. Okay, all right. Sorry, we figured it out. I knew this already, I just didn't connect. We have not had a lot of sleep today, so when you squeeze his legs together, he turns at the torso. So that's his little action thing. But he's more just a neat figure to have up and pose. He's solid, sturdy, well made. If he falls, he's not going to break. His treetop branches the bare branches kind of remind me of a little crown.
That's so cute.
Yes, he is very neat looking. And his history is really cool if you check him out. Like Gomez said, he's from the 60s and he had several adventures with several different races and different things in comic books, including Merlin. So he's definitely interesting. I assume Guardians of the Galaxy characters were probably all taken from other places, which is a neat concept. We just don't follow most of that at all, so... but, you know, I don't have to really know where the figure's from to see a cool figure and go, oh, that looks very inspiring or cool or whatever, and I want that. So it's kind of nicer not to know where it's from and put those, like, impressions on it if you don't really care about that or whatever, just to have it for whatever it says to you in a way. So I think that's kind of also nice. But he wasn't very expensive, and he's from Toys R Us, and I think he's 5 inches. So that's my little Groot rundown. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, it was interesting that his race was misunderstood as saying "I'm Groot" all the time, and it reminded me of that concept, like the very word gibberish that we use for something unintelligible because we don't understand it, and it was based on this alchemist Sufi writer that actually had content and deep meaning and nobody understood it and thought that he was doing gibberish and it didn't. So it's like Groot also has more depth to it than meets most eyes, including of his own race, so it's kind of cool.
And it's very easy for our own to discount that which they do not understand, and that could go all the way back to Frankenstein and everything else. So yeah, very good points.
Thank you. That's why we consider him properly gothic in every area.
Yes, and he just looks neat. So neat tree guy. Neat gothic winter tree guy with no flowers or leaves. I would like a figure, I was telling Gomez today, that looks like those cool black Halloween trees that you see on like little candle holders and statues and whatever else they're on. I would like a twisted kind of black tree, like brooch, or like definitely a figure would be awesome. And I haven't really seen anything that wasn't just like a flat picture other than like the little statues and stuff. And I saw one statue that I really liked, and I didn't get it. I don't know why. And then later I never saw another one as good. That's my tragic black tree story. Okay. So before we digress in ways that we don't like to digress because we are sleep deprived, we hope that all you spooks and ghouls are having a good day, and join us tomorrow for another fun spooky review.